Hi, and thanks for joining this video. My name is Darren Galka. Over the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to explain to you how we've been able to create and build a team of licensed agents across North America, just about 1,300 agents right now, over 80 executive director ownership positions, 50 shareholders of Experior Financial Group shares, and almost 40 six-figure and multi-six-figure earners. And so stay tuned for some great information. I want to cover with you really why Experior Financial Group is exploding across North America, across Canada, across the States, and why so many people, leaders, builders, top agents, top people in the countries are looking at Experior Financial Group. So let's dive right in and give you a little bit of an overview. I'm going to cover off about 9 different points here. So we're a global IMO MGA company, originated in Canada, in Guelph, Ontario. We opened our doors in 2014. We exploded across Canada. We're now in the top 10 of 400 plus companies in terms of our volume and size and growth. We're now have crossed over 3,000 agents, on our way to 10,000 across North America. But the U.S. expansion has been bar none, with the population size, the growth, and just the positioning of our model, the positioning of our compensation program, our ownership, a lot of factors that a lot of other IMOs have not been able to either create or want to create. We've been able to take and put that into one solid organization, one solid company. So where this all began, I love working with our founders, Jamie and Leanne Prickett. These are agents who they built the company is built by agents, for agents, owned by agents. And this is a very dynamic, vibrant couple, fully engaged in the business. Jamie actually trains every week with our executive director team. He also trains the entire company. So these are two founders fully engaged in the business, not some corporate, talking piece that's there just to corporately run the business, but really engage on a daily basis. I think that's very important to have strong leadership at the top of the company as well as within the company. Now, what is our mission statement? Our mission statement is building financial foundations for families to empower them today and leave a legacy for tomorrow. And of course, with the clients, that legacy is very, very important. But what about the agents? What about our legacies? If you are building and growing an organization across America or Canada, we're also looking at opening up other markets as well. We're going to open up Puerto Rico next year in 2024. We're looking at other countries like Mexico, South America, Asia, etc. So we're globalizing the company, and that's a very exciting position to be in if you're building a business and you're looking to build for yourself a family legacy, a company that's not only going to be in North America, but globally as well. And that is very, very exciting for all of us here at Experior. Now, of course, in the U.S., we're partnering with a multi-billion-dollar company, so our credibility is second to none here. There isn't too many companies we don't have contracts with. If we don't have them, we'll get them. And so this allows builders and agents to be able to have a variety of choice for the consumer. And also when you're building business and you're moving teams, some of these IMOs, for whatever reason, want to block you or hold you hostage or captive. We don't do that. It's not something we believe in. We believe that you should be free to go build your business wherever you choose to build it without any kind of hampering or 6-month limitations. Or there's even one company that's even holding people back for 2 years, which is just unbelievable to me. If your deal is so good, why do you need to hold people hostage or captive? And so I love the fact that you have so many choices, so many great companies, and we have a lot of opportunity to help serve our clients and build a strong business and a strong team with all these great product providers. Now, taking a look at our award-winning platform with our Series 65 RA firm called Globeview Capital. These were former $2 million earners in a previous builder model. And the owners of this company, we knew them. A couple of my agents knew them. And so we got together and we met and we decided to join forces and provide this amazing platform for our securities licensed agents. And this has been just an amazing boom to our business. And this is just an incredible, high quality, high tech company, award-winning platform. So again, adding these kinds of people and players to our business has just been phenomenal. So powerful partnerships, looking at on top of Globeview Capital, we have a group called Quantum and Nexus. They design tremendous products for the high net worth individuals. They have incredible annuity programs. They have incredible, IULs and concepts there that really are catered to the wealthy, or really catered to beating every other competitor in the marketplace. We're only one of about 18 firms that has access to Quantum and Nexus. And so these 3 partnerships are just super powerful. If you're looking to build a phenomenal team, a phenomenal agency in this industry, these partnerships are very, very important to fuel your growth. And so we're so excited to have these amazing, amazing partnerships as we globalize the company and go into other international markets. So we have something called an EFA process. So how do we service the clients? How do we make sure that we are a one-stop solution? So our EFA process allows us to do that expert financial analysis. We also have something, a quick analysis called a green sheet, which if everyone gets a green sheet, at least they've gotten the basic financial needs and knowledge they have to be able to protect their family, to be able to grow their wealth and build a financial foundation for them and their future. So let's talk about shake up the industry. So I'm going to take you down a little bit into our world and share with you a little bit how this was created. So when Jamie and Leanne put this model together and with input from other key leaders at the time, they were able to take a look at what are the three main models in the industry. So we all know that if you're licensed, say in America, you can choose to be part of a career captive agency. You know, there's American Income Life, there's Combined, there's other different companies that you're captive. You can go work for New York Life or Northwest Mutual, and a lot of them are very captive. Nothing wrong with those companies, great companies, but you're captive. And so they have strong training, some support programs, and brand recognition. But generally speaking, you're limited in the product offering, limited expansion program, and limited exit strategy. So it's kind of their way or the highway. So for some people to get really good at the business and they want to go independent, they can go directly with an IMO and be an independent producer, access to more products, own your book of business, have higher compensation. But again, under those structures, you know, you have limited agency opportunities. There's really no brand recognition. It's kind of a lonely world. It's a bit of a sink and swim situation. You got to be really, really good, a great closer, great at the business to be kind of on your own with no support or anything like that. Again, nothing wrong with that area. It's just, it's one of the areas of the industry. Now, the third area of this industry is the networking builder models. And we've seen many, many, many out there, the original, old school companies, the original A.L. Williams, the Primericas, the WHEs of the world, they've done a great job building and growing. So they are able to utilize this model to develop multiple agencies with an override structure with national expansion opportunities. The downside is, of course, the brand recognition, the image issues that's going on. Having been around a long time and been doing a lot of recruiting and building, and we found that a lot of the compensation was really going to the upper echelons. And so if you're one of those people, hallelujah, congratulations. And, I spent 9 years in a previous builder model, was one of those people that got that, big income and extra income. And so, but what about the people in the agency? What about the compensation to the everyday agent? The problem with a lot of the models, why they had to recruit and keep recruiting, because they kept dropping agents because they just weren't able to make any money unless they were an intergalactic superstar builder. And so again, that was the big problem. So what would be the unique advantage if we could take all these three? And so really what Experior did was we kept the best and we left the rest. So we took the best of the three models, combined into a unique tri-brid model. And this is what's really fueled our growth and fueled the business with Experior, because we're able to attract people from all over the industry. And I'll explain more here in a moment. So let's talk about our industry-leading builder-producer model. This is a game changer because very few of the builder models can even do this or want to do this. They really just want you to build only. And so let's talk about the builder side first. And so if you're entering the industry with Experior, you'd start off at a very minimal, brand new at a 70% contract. And without even having to do any recruiting, can jump up to a senior financial associate at 85% by just doing some premium over so many months here. And of course, from there, you then need to be building, because this is the builder side. I'll talk about the producer side in a moment. On the builder side, if you do $30,000 of annual premium over a 2-month period and 4 active agents writing at least one sale in those periods, and you would qualify as a senior manager at 100% contract. The executive director is really not that hard to hit when you look at the volume. It's $60,000 in premium over 2 months, 7 active agents, and you would qualify as an executive director at 115 contract, and that opens the door to so many more bonuses and features. You obviously have the highest contract. You have the ability to get shares in the company. You have the highest overrides. You have the ability to override other executive directors. It accesses our legacy program, which we'll explain. But on top of that, if you are a serious builder and you're growing and building, you can also access additional compensation on your pen by getting a 120 contract by producing 10 AOAs in a month, or 10 agents you recruited in your agency, and $50,000 of premium. If you do that in this month, the following month, you'll be bumped to a 120 on your pen. And so then if you do 15 AOAs and 75,000, you'll be bumped to 125. And if you do 20 AOAs and 100,000 premium, you'll be bumped to a 130 on your sales. And so that is a big bonus program that you get. And so when you look at that, now we take a look at the builder side. We've got 7 agency levels of override. So these 7 agency levels are one of the most comprehensive and deepest in the industry. And so when you have that ability, a lot of comp plans right now, people are literally getting compressed right out of their own comp plan. As they get a higher contract and somebody else gets a higher contract, all of a sudden they're down to like maybe 5 points or 3 points spread. And really, so why did you build your own competition? You basically built yourself right out of your own comp model. So here, your top leaders and builders you're directly building with, you're going to have a 14% lifetime override on those builders, a 7% in the second generation, a 3, 2, 1, 0.5. So when you look at this total compensation, this is a total comp of a 158% payout, one of the highest in the entire industry. And so that's a beautiful thing, because if you're building and growing a team and a business, you're going to want the best compensation possible. Now, here is the game changer. What about people that come to you and they're producers? And they're in the industry right now, but they're producing. They say, Darren, you know what? This looks great, but I'm really a producer, man. I really love the clients. And I say to those people, that is awesome. I would love to have you join our team, because we have a producer-only model. So what is a producer-only model? Well, you would have to be able to get to the highest levels through production only and through your income. So again, you can get licenses started with us at 70%. Now, what we do for people in the industry is we don't start you at the bottom. If you've got seniority and you've got experience, we bring you across the levels that you've attained or achieved in other companies. And again, we have to just make sure you bring over the appropriate people. So some people will start at a senior manager, then jump up to executive director just by proving that they brought over those people. So we want to be fair to our company and fair to you, but we would just make sure that it's fair for everyone. And so that's how we can graduate them into those contracts. So taking a look now at the senior financial associate, that's an 85% contract. So by doing just the premium over 3 months, you qualify for the 85%. Now, here's where you can start getting promoted to the top senior manager level. So to become a senior manager, normally you'd have to be building and recruiting. Over here, you just have to hit 30,000 of total cash flow in Experior over the 6-month period. So technically that's 60,000 for the year, but just 30,000 the last 6 months. Why the last 6 months? Because if you just started with us and you did that 30,000, then boom, you get a 100% contract. And get this, so as soon as you hit 50,000 of 6-month cash flow, you're knocking things out. Maybe you're doing leads. Maybe you're really good at building a warm market. So you jump to a 107.5 because you hit the 50,000 of 6-month recent cash flow. And that's a cumulative cash flow over the 6-month period of all cash flow coming into Experior. And so the senior manager is a 115 contract. So when you hit 75,000 of 6-month cash flow, you jump up, that'd be at 150 per year. But in the last 6 months, you've breached that 75,000, whether you're doing, insurance, annuities, other programs that we have that we get paid on, whether you're doing some of our health benefit programs, et cetera, you get bumped up. Now it goes even higher. How can you access a 130? So these 3 are accessible simply by doing what you do, going out and making some money and hitting these areas. You can get the top contract of 115, which would be the same as an executive director contract, but it's as a senior manager. The executive director title is reserved for builders, but you can knock out an even higher contract by being a solid producer. So what if you're very consistently producing and you're doing 15,000 month in and month out of premium? So in the month you hit 15,000, the following month you're bumped to a 120. In the following month, if you knock out 20,000 premium, you'll be bumped to 125 the following month after that. And if in the same month you do 30,000 premium, you'd be bumped to a 130 contract, one of the highest in the industry. And so the beauty of that is you're not building at this point, you are producing. And so the beautiful part of this is we'd still be able to pay out this because we pay out the 130 to a top producer, and there's possibly a 28% payout here. Add 28 to 130 is the 158. One of the highest compensation programs in the entire industry. And we're so excited because so many leaders and producers and builders all have come together and say, Darren, this is amazing what you guys have created, because I can bring people from the industry. And so what has this really done for us? Here's the game changer. When you take a look at an industry-wide opportunity, the biggest problem with most builder models today is if you're not a top builder, intergalactic superstar, can talk to anyone, everyone, anywhere, anytime, all the time, then you never get the top echelons. You never get the gravy money. It always goes to the intergalactic superstar. So most people starve, living a nightmare while being sold a dream. So what about you? What about if you have the ability to still recruit unlicensed people? Because we have such a higher compensation. When we look at how much we get paid, it's such a higher compensation than most of the industry, at the even our basic levels. And so it gives people a very fair compensation. Why do so many people quit? Because they don't make enough money and they're being paid peanuts. Again, living that nightmare, but being sold a dream. And so our opportunity now allows us to recruit also licensed people with a large product offering, top industry compensation, own your book of business from day one, train others and earn more income, and then our legacy, ownership, and exit strategies. But it also really allows us to bring over teams of licensed people. We don't have an enrollment fee. It's free to join Experior. There's no enrollment fee. Our licensing cost is super cheap, $39, $49 for licensing. So again, you could move your entire team over. Let us handle all the processing, back office, and payroll. And by the way, that's very important because when we run the payroll, then we have the ability to give you a legacy ownership program and pay out your spouse or beneficiaries for the rest of time and be able to carry on that business in perpetuity. There's a very important part there as well. You can get overrides throughout the industry, but not always having to get licensed with every single carrier. So that's a big deal. And so that helps us to be able to expand nationally, internationally very quickly. Again, all that support and the legacy ownership. So this is a game changer when you can build through unlicensed, licensed, and teams of licensed people. That's how we build almost 1,300 licenses in just 5 years. And we got so many people now with 100 plus licenses and legacy owners. I'm so proud of our team within Experior. They're just doing an amazing job and achieving very, very high levels of success here. So let's talk about ownership now. This is a game changer as well, because everyone says, oh, we'll have shares, you'll get shares, and they never do it. These are real shares. So we'll talk about that. But number one, from day one, you own your clients here. Some of these builder models, I learned the hard way. I sold a code with my previous company. And in that time of selling the code, I got absolutely $0 for my entire book of business. There's roughly around 1,000 life insurance clients that was paying renewals, and there's around $24 million of total assets under management. I got zero for it because I was told I didn't own my book of business. And so if you can't do a block transfer of your entire block of business, you don't own it. And that's the unfortunate problem with many carriers. And also on top of that, if you got proprietary products, they lock you down and hold you hostage because they got this proprietary brand or product just for their company. Hey, if your deal was so good, why do you have to hold people hostage? And so again, by owning your clients, that's the first step of ownership, because that's very important, because that has a value to it whenever you go to sell your block of client business, especially if you're in the security side. That's a big deal. And also on the insurance side, that's also adds up extra value, which no one really wants to talk about, but it's a true value you need to own from day one, and you do with Experior. The second part of ownership is your agency. So again, what happens if, God forbid, something happened to you? Would your spouse be able to carry on instantaneously? Could your kids take over? Now, some of the companies are getting better at this, but a lot don't, and don't have a great program for this. So you're kind of left to the whims of whatever the person above you decides that they want to pay your bereaving spouse if, God forbid, you're no longer here. And we've seen horror stories of people being taken advantage of and selling their business for way less than it was actually worth, because the bereaving spouse didn't know any better, or the family didn't know it was worth more than it was. And so we have a way to protect against that. It's almost like a business insurance. I'll explain more in a moment. How about shares of actual company stock, right? Of a real amount. I've seen recently some companies offering, oh, we're giving you 10,000 shares. They got like 100 million cap table. So the shares aren't worth hardly anything, right? So you got to have a right cap table, the right number of shares to be worth anything. And so these are real shares of Experior. And I'll explain to you how we do that every single year that I've been here. I've been receiving shares by qualifying for the different share levels. So ownership of your clients. So if you do own your clients, the industry's way to give you 2 to 3 times value if you can find a buyer and if you own your clients. In our way, if you were to, look at selling your book of business or your clients, we would give you a guaranteed 75% payout over the next 10 years of whatever revenue came from that book of business. That's a huge valuation difference. And of course, with the industry, they don't want to do that. They don't want to offer and pay you that much. And nobody really wants to do that because they want to get it for the least amount possible. So this is a nice way to exit the client side of the business if you choose to one day, by turning over your book of clients and then focusing on your growth and building, etc. How about the agency? Here's why this is so important. The industry's way is zero if you have no contract. I always ask people, go back to your IMO and ask them, do I own my book of business? And where is my contract to pass this automatically to my spouse or to my children? So my spouse, my wife, Stephanie, my spouse, she is my beneficiary. So God forbid if something ever happened to me, she automatically has a guaranteed agency income just for me and her becoming an executive director. That's the very first legacy program. So all this is a guarantee. Now, could my wife just take over the business 100% and keep 100% of the income? Of course she can. But this is just in case your spouse is off doing something else. Maybe she's a doctor, a lawyer, she's a business owner herself and has no interest in the business. And let's just say that you don't have any children to take it over, or they're off doing their own thing. Well, this is a minimum guarantee payout for 10 years, God forbid, right? So again, this is just a huge guaranteed value that very few IMOs want to do because they don't want to pay you out that money. They want to just take your business and roll it up to them. And so it's a very sad state in the industry when IMOs don't want to do this. Now, how about the legacy program? So what if you wanted to retire or got disabled or God forbid passed away early? And let's say your spouse or children did not want to take over the business. Do you have a contractual payout structure? Now, you could take a one-time buyout, but if your, surviving spouse is the one, sitting there and negotiating with, an agency owner above your business and what that is, and most companies don't want to get involved. So then they're negotiating with a savvy person that knows the value, but maybe doesn't want to pay for it. But not with Experior. With Experior, your spouse would know, your family would know the value of it, so you get fair value for your organization, for your business. Now, of course, you could just pass this to spouse or kids if they were to take it over, and they would be the named beneficiary. So this is just such an important part of business. Why would you ever build something that you're not guaranteed to get something out of, and get guaranteed to make sure your value is paid out to your family? Because you work so hard to build these businesses. And folks, I can tell you, my wife and I have been doing this for 20 years. And this is a lot of work. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. Like anything in life, like raising children, owning a business of your own, it's always a lot of hard work. But do you have ownership protection? So we love this legacy program. So many top leaders, top agents from all over the industry have joined our firm simply because they now feel like their family's protected and they don't have to worry about an unscrupulous owner or an unscrupulous agent above them that brought them in the business, taking their business or taking it from their family. So we love this. We really believe in it. And it's something that took us over 2 years with our Executive Leadership Council to be able to put this together. So we have 4 levels of legacy in the business. Technically, we have 5. So we have 1 for the client side, but these are the 4 for the builders, okay? So the silver is when you become an executive director, you're automatically guaranteed, God forbid something happens to you, your family, spouse, children will get paid out 10 years of income at 75% of that income. Again, there's legalities involved. There's documents need to be signed, but if they're the beneficiary, they probably have to get a license because that's the way the industry works. You have to have a license, and you probably have to do that to get the compensation, but legally make sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, but you'd receive that because there's a beneficiary named to your agency. The second level is what's called gold. So when you are building, 50 plus agents here, if I can bring my mouse in, if you've got an agency building, you've got some executive directors or the number of agencies, and you've got the proper volume qualified, you would then get an additional 25% for the rest of time. And so this is another one of those guarantees. The next level, by the way, we just had 14 people. We've got about, I'm guessing right now we have almost 30, 40 people qualified here. Just our own agencies recently had 14 people qualify. It's so incredible. It's so amazing. They're so excited to have that gold legacy because they now know they're not just executive director silver, they're now gold, which means that they're going to have an in perpetuity guaranteed lifetime income. Again, provide all the legalities are done and the licenses are taken care of. So again, going up the scale here to platinum. Platinum is a 10-year, 75% again, but then 50% lifetime. Now, again, your spouse could just take it over, keep 100%. Your children could take it over if they're legal age, 100%. But what if nobody wanted to take it over? What if your spouse or family was doing other things and didn't want to? This guarantees. So this is, again, when you're building a business and you hit higher numbers, higher qualifications, then you would qualify for the platinum legacy. The Platinum Plus, by the way, we had a couple agents here recently qualify for this. And this Platinum Plus is the highest level. We had 3 different couples recently qualify this. My wife and I were so blessed, so grateful to our team. We were one of those qualifiers for this top level. But Platinum Plus means that if my wife, Stephanie, didn't want to carry on the business, if I was to pass early, God forbid, something happens to me, she would carry on and she maybe go do some of her work, her charity work, things she would love to do, helping disadvantaged families in Vietnam. My wife is Vietnamese. And so she might want to do that, and she might want to go help my country, Ukraine. So we don't know where she might want to go. But when you hit these totals here and the total licenses, then you qualify for a 75% lifetime residual from the business you took years to build. And so again, this is just a guarantee of business income, a legacy for you and your family. It's just such a valuable part of business. And if IMOs don't offer it, there's a reason why. And so we love this because we truly want you to own your business. If you don't know that you own your clients and you own your agency and you have that legacy guaranteed built in contractually, then you don't own it and you're running a risk. So we love this fact that we don't have to run risks here. We've got these guarantees put into place. So again, the final ownership is the share ownership. So again, why not share and celebrate in the company's financial success? We're looking at dividends next year. We're looking at other opportunities, to create more value. But every time we keep building and growing Experior, we get more and more value. Our run rate right now is going to put us at $1 billion valuation the next 10 years, probably less than that because of our global expansion and our globalizing of the company. So we're so excited to be able to do this together and be able to build such a great company. And you know what's interesting about ownership? People don't play games in our company because they own a piece of it. They don't want to jeopardize our good brand, our good name in the marketplace. I see other companies, man, people are just doing crazy things and just, man, they're putting their whole companies at risk. And I've seen stuff in Canada with some of these companies, just what they're doing, and they're churning books of business. I pity the people that are there doing a great job and doing it right, because it's always those few game players that destroy companies. And so again, when you have a share ownership of your own company, you're not going to go mess it up. That's what I've seen in the past. And we've got great examples of that in various businesses in North America today. But again, this is just a great, valuable part of it. So how many shares can you get? Well, as you qualify up the ranks here, as you knock out different levels of incomes and different levels of qualifications, you can see here there's up to 14,000 shares by building a business with Experior. So what is this? This is additional value for you and your family. Let's just assume for a moment, with about a 10 or 11 million cap table, that our shares are worth, we got $1 billion valuation. Our shares become worth $100 a share. What's $100 a share? If it was that value and did become that value, $100 a share times 14,000 shares is 1.4 million additional value to you and your family. Most people don't even make that in a lifetime of income, but you'd get that as an additional bonus. And on top of that, dividends, and on top of the other things coming. And by the way, we're growing so quickly, we're accessing more and more levels of income. We're also looking at we got trip incentives. We just had our first big trip recently. We're looking at bonus pools. There's so many exciting things happening within Experior. And I'm just so pleased and excited that we were able to find Experior 5 years ago and really join forces with them. So let's talk about timing now, because that's a big part of the business. So listen, man, some companies have been around for 20, 30, even almost 30 plus years. And, I think their time has come and gone, and if you're 20, 25, 35, 40 years old, is there really a lot of growth ahead? I don't believe so. I think the growth today is with this new model, this tri-brid model, to capture unlicensed, licensed, and teams of licensed people all at once and be able to grow and build all across Canada, in all the provinces and territories, and across the U.S. So we said that we'd be in all 50 states by 2022. Well, guess what? We are. And we're growing rapidly. And so we're looking for leaders in every single state. We're looking for top agents in every single state to grow this market. Now, we've got one of the fastest growing Spanish teams right now within our organization, and they're doing an amazing job. We got 2 amazing leaders there in the Spanish market, but we are dominating almost every market. And so the great part about this is what happens when we decide to go to South America. We decide to go to Asia. We decide to go to all these other countries around the world, and you have a large organization or team in North America. That means that you'll be able to go and grow and build that business. I'm Ukrainian, so if I get to go and grow business in the future Ukraine, when hopefully get everything cleaned up and the war is over and all this craziness stops, that we'll be able to go and build business there and help more families and create a movement globally, not just a movement in North America. So such an exciting time. All right, our ecosystem. I want to talk about this. So we have some of the best tools and solutions to grow your business. Now, I know a lot of companies are doing a great job in this area. And I'm going to tell you right now, we're not perfect, but man, I'll tell you what, we are doing an amazing job of our ecosystem. We have the expert financial analysis tool with the quoting and app tools. You can do annuity rate watch quoting with all the top annuities, because it's really hard to stay on top of annuities. Our quantum group does an amazing job helping us put together our annuity quotes. We can do the annuity quoting in our back office. We can do the IUL quoting with our technology in our back office. So you can quote all the different IUL companies and see which one fares the best. You can also then quote the terms and final expense. So all of that's available through our quoting and app tool. So it's just been amazing. Our CRM to grow and build your business. Now, I know a lot of people use different CRMs, et cetera, but we have our built-in CRM as well. You can access that. We have Telegram groups and WhatsApp groups where top producers, top builders are sharing their expertise and knowledge every single day to help each and every one of us grow our business. So it's such a powerful concept. We love the fact that top leaders are all working together. Even the top other leaders in the company, we work together on a daily basis, work together on the Executive Leadership Council to really put Experior first, rather than just our own interest, right? Because as a team builder, you want to be the number one team, you want to grow your business. But what about leaders working together and having leaders like Jamie and Leanne at the top of the company engage in the business and engage on a daily basis? It's a game changer. And so the branding marketing is also there, that you can do your customized sites, all the ads, all the pre-approved marketing material, all the LinkedIn, social media marketing tools are all there. This is our back office ecosystem. This is just an incredible, I swear right now, I bet you we've got at least $5 million invested in this. I believe right now we're probably spending about $1 million a year to make this a bulletproof system. Everything is here. Watch this. This is crazy. So when you are building a business, imagine having access to the complete compensation grid. There's absolutely no secrets at Experior. You know exactly what you're getting paid on every company and every product they offer. We all know that term 10 pays less than a term 20, which pays less than a term 30, which generally pays less than an IUL or whole life policy. So, but again, all these are broken out. New York, annuities, all the compensation here, all our contracting is done here. We use Surance Bay. We have onboarding systems. We have our own E&O system that you can purchase E&O. So all of this information is all here. All of our carrier training is here. We do weekly carrier training, all recorded 24/7 video library of all our carrier training. All our CEO training on Mondays is recorded. And of course, within our team, we have a whole Facebook training site that has all of our weekly training uploaded every single day. And so then if you missed it, you can catch it later on that night or the following day. And so all of that is available to you. And so all of this is here in our back office, readily available at your fingertips. You can send out an invite link to somebody, they can sign up, and you'll get an email notification that day they've signed up. You'll get email notifications of all the business going through your entire organization. All of that is built into our ecosystem. It's just phenomenal. Now let's take a deeper dive here. Here's a look at the insurance premium to date. You can see the dates here. So looking at the leaders here, as an organization so far, we've done $9 million of premium. So it's not a small amount of premium just for the year to date. And so again, doing lots and lots of stuff in the business. And so we can track all of this. So we can track every single level, from the basic level, from a financial associate to senior financial, to senior manager, to executive director, to the entire organization. We can do insurance, investments, recruiting, cash flows, everything in our back office. It's truly amazing, folks. Yeah, and there's a small price to pay for this on a monthly basis, but it's so worth having this at our fingertips. Now, taking a look at the money side, we are very good at the money business. We're number one in the entire company in this area. We're number one, number two, number three in all the different categories today. But we have great teammates, great agents, great organizations at Experior, whether it's ours or other organizations. We just have an amazing company. But again, top numbers here for the year, $71 million of money moved. We are a very strong money moving organization within Experior. Now, check this out. These are our commission statements. So this is an American commission statement. You can see here, National Life, Fidelity, two big brand names. And this is a weekly commission. So you can see here, just for confidential, I took this out, but this is recent. This is not some Photoshop deal. This is the real deal. And I can show you this at any time you want to see it for real. I'll take you into my back office. We'll show you this. This is real. And look at this, 13 cents, 27, 11, 77, 32, 135. It's going to take a lot of these numbers to get to the 14 grand. But again, full transparency, every agent gets this. So it's awesome watching and seeing where every dollar comes from. A lot of companies don't even have this. From Canada, this is almost a similar paycheck, but it's in Canadian dollars. I much rather get American dollars. It's 1.3 times right now. So I like American dollars, but this is our Canadian product partners. Faith Life, Serenia, Beneva is one of our top companies here. Great company. And so in our Canadian marketplace, here is compensation, different levels. And again, it's full transparency across the borders of compensation. So how about leads though? So what if you want to get leads? So we have a lead program, and most top agents right now are doing their own lead program. But if you need to purchase leads to grow your business, we have that as well. So most of my business has been completely built without leads. It's been completely built from the grassroots, warm market, building, getting referrals. So we are very good at both sides of the business. So if that's you, then you'll get that. So imagine the ability to have all of this at your fingertips, this technology platform suite, all the tracking of your business, email notifications for recruiting, email notifications for your business, tracking all your business volume, tracking all your promotions, by the way. In the back office, all of our promotions are also tracked. So you can see exactly where everybody is at and look at their promotion levels. So why partner with us? Well, first of all, to make an impact on families' lives in your community, in your city, in your state, in your province, in your country, and really bring solid, sound financial solutions to them. The other reason would be really for you to have fun again. The pressure of recruit, all that stuff from some companies, gets tiring. What about having a lot of fun building a business, but just really earning more money and getting when most people bring their organizations here, they all get a pay raise. Okay, or comparable levels to where they're coming from. So we just match you up at comparable levels, or you'll automatically get a pay raise if you're coming from some of the old legacy companies that just their comp is so small to the agents, it's almost embarrassing, right? And I lived one of those nightmares, right? And so I did well, but not everyone else did well, and that was a big problem. And so earning more income, earning shares, and leaving a legacy. So having the ability to do all of that in one firm is really hard to find today. And I'm so delighted that our founders put this program together and just did an amazing job. And the last one, of course, the opportunity to really change the world. As we globalize the company and we go into Puerto Rico next year, we go into countries like Mexico, South America, Asia, etc. We're even considering, we're looking at India as well. There's so many great countries that we need to open up for business. But again, this is a company created by agents, for agents, and it's owned by agents. Now, we've had 4 major partner type companies come to us. A couple insurance companies, a couple private equity companies, they want to partner with Experior so badly. And we keep getting offers from them. And we're not interested right now. We just don't need the money. We're debt free. We didn't start with $80 million in debt like other companies did and had to get a big partner to bail them out. We didn't need that money. We're debt free. And so we also, as shareholders, we also have the ability to grow it and take on the world and take on the business that way. But, if we ever need a partner, we might look at that one day if we're globalizing the company or take on specific strategic partners. But right now, we just don't need the money. So again, that's a big plus for us that we can control our destiny. Now, all of these are agents that work in my business. So I want you to pay attention here because there's so much diversity in our company. And I love the fact that whether you're a single mom or, family, you're a dad, or you're whatever you're from, I don't care what race, religion, color you're back from, gender, we don't care about that. What we care about is families need service. They need help. And so if you have a big heart, a big passion, and you have integrity, go build a business properly and do it right, be compliant in the industry. We're seeing so many companies falling out of compliance. It's crazy. You can't do that, folks. You just can't. You've got to stay compliant. We have one of the most strict compliance protocols that I've ever seen, but it also still doesn't hamper us to build a large, successful business, but you have to stay compliant. So hitting the 6-figure ring club is an awesome place to be. So many of these agents have come from other companies, but also brand new in the industry, but it's so awesome to see people succeeding at such high levels in our business. And so we want you to succeed and grow and build a successful business for you, your family, your future generations, and pass it on. So right now, there's no better time to partner with Experior. And I would say that because there's 3 main driving factors of our business. One, our brand is clean and fresh. I've some people say, Darren, I hate to even tell people which company I'm with because like, oh man, I've heard of that company. Oh yeah, they've approached me so many times. We don't have that. We don't have that stigma, right? The reason why is we have a high retention level. When you have a high retention level, you don't have to go recruit to replace. So that's a beautiful feature of our business. And so again, we still recruit and build. Don't get me wrong. We're very good at building and recruiting, but we have just a lot more stickability with much higher contracts and much more comp to the agent. And so our brand is very strong and very fresh in the market, and we don't have that issue. The timing, we just saw the timing of growing globally. I looked at my previous firm and some of the great players in that company. You know, a lot of them in my previous company came from A.L. Williams. They all left there at one point. And then everyone's like, hey, you know, stop taking my people. Listen, you don't own anybody. No one owns anybody in this business. People decide to go to where they believe for them and their family, they're going to have a better opportunity. So, you know, people just decide to come and go in business because they feel there's a better opportunity going somewhere else. So the timing could not be better. Our tribrid model has captured the imagination of so many leaders, builders, and veterans in the industry. I can't even tell you how many, agents we're talking to right now that have 40, 50, 60 licensed agents. We've got one right now that has 400 or 500 agents is looking to come over. And that would not be possible if we were a rinse and repeat of the same old model that's been out there for years and years and years. You can't just rinse and repeat and expect to be anything different. So you have to be revolutionary, game changing. And that's really what we've done. And that's where our ownership principle, the 3 levels of ownership, where you own your clients, you own your agency, you have the legacy program, and also just have your spouse or family take it over 100% if that's your choice. But that legacy protects your ownership of your agencies and your organization. And then the final one is the shares. Add these all together, it's a winning combination. So I would tell you right now that we want to work with real people. We want to, we have real ownership of multiple levels of ownership, and we're really changing the industry and making a difference and impact on families' lives. Again, having so many product partners to deal with, we can do the proper job for families. So I would encourage you, if you really want to win big in this business, and you want to win big with a company, I would ask you to come win with Experior. And so we're so delighted. We're so excited right now to be building and growing business. We'd love to partner with you. So please get back to the person that shared this video with you, and let's have a conversation. Let's have a real conversation. It'll be all confidential. There's lots and lots of big leaders that have brought their organizations over to Experior. We have a great way of doing that, making the transition for you. But again, we just have such an awesome opportunity. It's at least worth a conversation, and if it's not for you, I always tell everyone that I meet, I always say, hey man, listen, God bless you. I wish you the best, wherever you're at today. Keep doing the great work, man. Listen, if you decide not to come to Experior, I just wish you nothing but the best in your company. And by the way, here's the last thing I want to say. Don't ever bash someone else's company. I think it's so unprofessional when people bash the previous company or bash the company there. I'm so grateful for being in my previous company where I built a licensed field force of 400 people. And when I came here, I didn't bring one single person. I'd sold that business. I had a 2-year non-compete buyout, and I honored that to a T. And there's some funky things happen, of course. When I was going to leave there, I think they were trying to play some games, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. It's kind of like when LeBron James got traded or leaves, he's no longer the hero anymore. And so we know what that's like when you leave a company. But listen, good people will still love you. We'll love on you when you get here, of course. But again, people want you to do well. We'll have your back and be beside you. But I can tell you right now that we're attracting so many great quality people, and it's worthy of a conversation. So with that, I want to say a big thank you for taking the time to watch this. Sorry, I talked fast. I'm just excited, and I want to get all the information to you fast, so you don't have to fast forward me 1.25 times or 1.5 times because I talk too slow. But I want you to get you this information, this valuable timing, because there's so many good reasons to make a change or make a look at this company with Experior. And I'd love to talk to you real soon. So with that, I want to say a big thank you. And please get back to the person that shared this video with you, and let's have a conversation, and let's see if we can go make a difference for you, your family, your team, and this industry and your community. Thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome, awesome day. Take care.